Three ways central banks manipulate the forex market that you didn't know about. Number one, hike or cut the key interest rate. You see, when the central bank hikes interest rate, this indicates that the current demand for money is low, what you know as weak domestic currency, because investors seek out higher interest rate. When the interest rate is up, the demand for the domestic currency rises, hence the currency value appreciates. When the central bank cuts interest rate, this indicates that the current demand for money is high, what you know as a strong domestic currency, because investors shy away from a low interest rate. When the interest rate is down, the demand for domestic currency falls, hence the currency value depreciates. And number two, forex market intervention by buying or selling foreign currencies. All central banks hold billions, if not trillions of US dollars in foreign exchange reserves. The central banks use this reserve to prop up their economies and their own currencies during times of economic turmoil. For instance, if the central bank of the Philippines has reserves of dollars, then it can sell those dollars in exchange for pesos to support the value of pesos if it needs to. When the central bank sells a foreign currency, say US dollar, it reduces the demand for it, therefore strengthening the domestic currency, in this case pesos, compared to the foreign currency it is selling, in this case US dollars. Now, read that again. For me to be faster, I do not need to run faster. I just need to make you run slower. Get it? Conversely, some central banks also can use their foreign exchange reserves to lower the value of their currencies in order to influence imports and exports. Now, when a central bank buys a foreign currency, say US dollar, it increases the demand for it, thereby weakening the domestic currency, say in this case Chinese renminbi, compared to the foreign currency it is buying, US dollar. For instance, the Chinese government kept the Chinese yuan artificially low against the US dollar for many years to make its export cheaper and more attractive to consumers in the US and elsewhere. By exporting more goods, China economy thrives. This brings us to number three, the currency peg, a strategy in which a central bank maintains the exchange rate between two or more currencies within a narrow band. The Central Bank of China is one of the most prominent practitioners of this strategy. You can say Singapore is doing this silently too. The China's monetary policy body did this to combat the appreciation of Chinese yuan caused by the inflows of foreign capital or money. Since decades ago, this currency peg has been micromanaged by printing more yuan and then selling them in exchange for US dollars, which is then kept inside the Chinese central bank foreign exchange reserves. Follow for the next episode. Will Chinese yuan replace US dollar as the world reserve currency anytime soon?